Hello, everybody. Welcome to Santa Clarita's hometown station, KHTH. What is it? KHTS. I've been off for a while.
Did the letters change while you were gone?
AM-1220. It's the Gazette Radio Hour with Doug and John. It's the radio digest version of the Santa Clarita Gazette and Free Classifieds. All you need to know to be in the know, and usually John's sitting next to me, but this week we have...
Is that my cue?
Yeah.
Chris Burke.
Yep. Chris, weren't you on last week taking my place?
I've been on quite a bit lately, Doug. I'm thinking we should change the name of the show.
To?
Well, I'm just thinking, at what point do I sub enough where I actually get my own show? How does this work?
I'll talk to management for you.
Okay.
So anyway, what I missed last week?
Oh, we had a good time. We talked about we talked about being in a barbershop quartet. It was thrilling.
Oh,
it was thrilling. You sorry you missed it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Real sorry.
Well, I got something to tell you. I read your rant.
Really? For the first time?
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. I read your rant. And were you depressed when you wrote it? I mean, I don't understand.
Actually, I was.
There's a theme going through it. So.
We go down to San Diego for the annual my wife's family reunion. You know, usually it's sunny and bright and the sun glistening off the ocean.
Not so, huh?
No, it's pouring down rain all day.
Well, you kind of you wrote in that. You know
yeah.
It sounds like Eeyore wrote it.
Eeyore?
Oh, I lost my tail again. You know, that Eeyore.
That's my favorite character on
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all. Well, I got to tell you, even though depressing, I thought it was well written. I thought you had some thought-provoking questions, and but there were no answers. There was just a bunch of questions.
Oh, no, it's to make one ponder.
Okay, well, we're going to ponder. We're going to make you answer your questions.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so let me just here's one that just kind of jumped out at me.
No,
okay?
It's not that one, is it?
Okay, yeah, well, it could be one of two, but here's the first one. What if your heart isn't healthy enough for sex? What then? So,
like I said,
I mean, what was going on?
Ponder.
I just want to know what was going on in San Diego where you were asking that question.
Oh, the commercial was on. You know that one commercial about that blue pill? Yeah. So I'm just thinking, well, what if your heart isn't?
Okay.
Then what? What do you do?
Okay.
I guess you're out of luck.
Well, then in the same line of thinking, to quote here, and I can't believe you wrote this. I really can't believe you wrote it, but I'm going to repeat this anyway. If someone has an erection lasting 3 hours, should they panic then or wait until the fourth hour is over to contact a doctor like the commercial says?
Well, I'm telling you, I'm telling you right now,
area?
I do not. But I'll tell you one thing, I ain't waiting the 4 hours. I'm not waiting 4 2 max.
3? I was going to say 3. You're going 3?
I'm panicking.
I'm celebrating. Okay, well, I'll go. Here's might be an easier one for you to answer, okay? Would I be criticized for calling the publisher of The Signal a jackass, like Lindsey Graham did to Donald Trump?
I don't know, would I?
Well, you've got to answer these questions. We're not getting anywhere. There's no traction
I probably
here.
would be, yes. If I wrote it or said it in a public forum, yes, I think I would be criticized.
And they weren't.
Oh, he was.
Yeah.
Lindsey Graham was criticized big time for calling Donald Trump a jackass.
Yeah. So speaking of Donald Trump, why is he still leading in the polls after everything he has said and all the pundits saying he wouldn't make it through the weekend?
Well, I'll tell you this. Not only did he make it through last weekend, he's going to make it through this weekend. And that's because the man, I don't care what you think about him, he is thought-provoking, and he's unlike any politician that's ever burst on the scene. He's not afraid to say what he really thinks, and it's freaking all of his competitors out.
So does he really think these things, or is this a plan to get people thinking, and at least they're talking about Donald Trump?
Well, I think so. I don't know. You can't get inside the man's head. But everything that he says, the other guys have always been afraid to say. And they won't say it like he does. That's why he's grabbing the attention of the public. I don't think he has a chance to win, but he sure is getting people's attention, and he is blotting them out on the news hole, on the TV.
You're voting for Donald Trump?
If he's nominated, I will.
Would you really?
Him or Hillary? Who would you vote for? Don't answer that.
Okay, let's... and another question, Doug, which I liked particularly. I wonder how many people read this stuff each week just to laugh at you.
Well, you know what? I already have, because I get letters coming back to me, letters to the ranters.
Yeah.
And I had one today already. And it says, I don't read this, something to this effect. Doug, I don't read this to laugh at you. I read this for your insight.
Okay. Which
you sound skeptical.
Which member of your family wrote that?
No, it wasn't. It was a prominent member of this community, but I won't say who it was.
Sure?
Yes.
Okay.
I couldn't do that to him or her.
So I'm going to give you one more question. Why is it called Planned Parenthood when it really is planning to not be a parent, one way or the other?
Wasn't that true?
It is true.
Yeah.
It is true.
You're not planning to be a parent. You're planning not to be a parent, and you need help in that regard.
How long did it take you to write this list of depressing questions, Doug?
About an hour.
Okay.
But I tell you
Okay.
what, speaking of Planned Parenthood, it absolutely drives me nuts that this government gives them a ton of money every month, every year to run this organization, especially what's come to light lately. So anyway, I'll leave it at that.
When there's other issues that are not receiving that kind of funding.
Exactly.
Yep.
Why does the city of Santa Clarita help fund the local TV station here and doesn't fund any of the publications?
Any publications in general you're thinking of?
I'm thinking of one, yeah.
Which one would that be? Would that be
one I happen to own?
Would that be the Gazette?
No, but in a fall, what about my competitors? They should spread the money around, right? Why one media outlet? Why, they don't give any money to the radio station. This radio station should get some city money.
So, do you know the answer to the question?
No, kind of.
Do you want to answer the question?
Well, I think that there's some sort of ordinance, I believe, that cable companies have to have an open access to the public. So the city is using SCV TV as their public access outlet.
Got it.
Okay. All right, folks, that's it for the first segment. It's the Gazette Radio Hour with Doug and now Chris on KHTS, AM-1220, and we'll be right back. All right, everybody, we are back on your hometown station, AM-1220 KHTS. It's Friday. It's the 2 o'clock hour. That means it's time for the Gazette Radio Hour, usually with Doug and John. Chris Burke has taken John's place. John's a hard-working attorney, and I don't know where he is, but he's not here.
What does a hard-working attorney do on his day off?
I don't know. Is that a joke?
No,
it really sounded like a joke.
An attorney walks into a bar. No.
I am really looking forward to this guest. I've been looking forward very much when I met her 2 weeks ago. Folks, if you have a copy of the Gazette with you right now, turn to page 14, and you're going to see a story at the top of the left-hand page. And it's written about Christine Herman, who is the author of a book called Because It Didn't Kill Me. And Christine, are you on the line? Christine, are you with us?
Hello?
Oh, there she is. Are you there, Christine?
I am, yeah.
Okay, hi. It's Doug and Chris. It's the Gazette Radio Hour, and you're on the air.
Okay, great.
Okay. Now, listen, we were just telling the folks about your book, Because It Didn't Kill Me. And I have to tell you, Christine, I read this book. It was hard to put it down. It's an excellent book about your life experience. So we'd like to ask you a few questions. Are you with us?
I am with you, yeah. I have a hard time hearing you, but go ahead.
Okay. We're having a little bit of phone technical problems here, so bear with us, but we'll do the best we can to get through this. What I'd like to do is, real quick, let's cut to the chase. Before you had your accident when you were 13 years old, what was your life like? Were you going to Sierra Vista Junior High then?
I was.
Okay, and you're involved like any other young lady in sports and enjoying life?
I played soccer. I rode horses. I had done gymnastics. I had been an avid swimmer. Played a little bit of t-ball. But my main sport at that time was soccer.
Okay. And were you good at soccer?
I was excellent at soccer.
Okay. So along comes December. What year was it?
1982.
1982, and you're hanging out in your neighborhood, and you're having lots of fun with your friends, right?
Right. Yeah, we were. That was a Sunday after church, and I went down the street to play. I put off vacuuming for a while, and that decision changed my life forever.
Okay. So tell the folks what happened. Tell us what you remember, and then what you knew happened after you heard accounts of it later.
What I remember was, I remember concocting a lie to my parents in case the vacuuming didn't get done that day. That Mickey the dog, my dog, was barking, and I took her out to play with friends, and I got caught up with time. And I went down to play with my friends, but I remember specifically I was teasing my friend about a sign on his bike, and he and I were teasing each other back and forth, and I remember him chasing me up the street, and that's the last thing I remember.
Okay. And then what are the accounts of what happened to you?
Well, the accounts were the driver said that he saw the boy and I running down the street, but he didn't slow down, and he never expected me to run out in front of his car. And I made a lateral move like I was going to run into the driveway, and instead I shot out into the street right in front of his car. And as I ran out in the street, the lady that was working in a yard next door to the driveway I ran out of screamed at me to stop, which I did. And I turned, and from the waist up, I looked at the car, but it was too late. The car hit me and knocked me. My head slammed down on the hood of the car, and I went 46 feet through the air and came down on my forehead.
Did we mention how old you were at this time?
Day before my 13th birthday.
Okay.
All right. So, what is the first thing? Well, let's back up. And this, because in your book you talked about, and I assume this is a huge blessing, that there was a friend of yours, dad was a paramedic who lived just up the street, and he came rushing down.
Yeah. He was. The boy was a year younger than me, and the girl was a year older than me. But they also went to church with us, and they were family friends. And he was a paramedic for LA City Fire Department. And my friends ran up the street and told him what had happened. And he came down to see if he could help. And he stayed with me until the LA County Fire Department arrived, because this is their territory. And he went home, and he had a very sad look in his eyes, and it was a bad situation.
Yeah.
And it didn't look good.
Right, and his daughter wrote in the book, or you quoted
Yeah.
her saying she had never seen him that upset or that
Right,
sad.
right.
We're talking to Christine Herman, folks, who is the author of Because It Didn't Kill Me. Now, Christine, I take it you took this title because you always hear if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. Is that kind of where the title came from?
Yeah, that had something to do with it. But the title actually came from one morning when I was in my condo. I woke up, the stillness in my bedroom, and friends weren't calling me, nobody was checking in on me, and not that it's any of their fault, but I just sat there and I looked at my life and I said, I don't want to go on like this. But then I remembered, the difficulties I had when I was born, and I thought, something tried to kill me back then, even before I was born, and something tried again, and they didn't succeed. And it was at that point that I realized I am here for a reason. If I wasn't meant to be here, then one of those earlier incidences would have taken my life.
Right.
And I made it, that decision that day that I wanted to find out what the reason was for me being here, and it didn't kill me. The past incidences didn't kill me, and that just became the title of my book. I wanted something that would grab people's attention and that would be intriguing.
Right.
It would get them to read the book, and that title stuck.
Christine, we're up against a commercial break, and we want to have a lot more questions for you. We want to talk more about your book. And I think we need to touch on, I forgot to bring that up, the part when you were inside your mother's womb, what disease you contracted. So we'll be right back, everybody, on Santa Clarita's hometown station, KHTS. It's the Gazette Radio Hour.